Hey, welcome to the Talkies. Is that how it does?
That's offensive.
Hey.
I see
You're appropriating white culture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's offensive because I know what you're doing there.
Yeah.
And what I do is a genuine performance.
Right,
it comes from the heart.
Right.
And you're mocking that.
Right,
and that's not okay.
Yeah. Hey.
Shit.
I'm Kenny.
Oh, my God. Jesus. The fuck, man?
Is that hey?
That was really good.
Actually, that was kind of good.
That was good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Why don't you try?
Hey!
That's worse.
All right, I got no.
Hey.
That sounds more genuine.
I got this though.
Huh?
Hey.
I got this, guys. Hey! Welcome to the Talkies.
Oh,
That's
wow.
really
That was
bad.
really good.
It's really bad,
Oh, no,
actually.
that was great.
Well, except for the you said the wrong words. That's not what I say, dude.
Right.
Hey, everybody! What's going on, here, guys? What's going on, sir?
You sound like Jake Valentine.
Who's Jake Valentine?
He's from an alternate universe.
Welcome to the Talkies.
All right.
We're four filmmakers talking about Talkies.
Just everyone shut up. Hello and welcome to the Talkies. Three filmmakers talking about movies. I'm Kenny.
I'm Taylor.
But you're not.
I'm D.
Better.
And I'm Taylor.
Hey, welcome to the Talkies, Taylor.
Thanks.
Yep, and same to you, D.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So I'm very happy to be here.
Good.
This
glad.
experience, making the Talkies, is so much better than watching the movie we just watched.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I would
What
agree
the
with that.
fuck?
Anyway, today we watched Rebel Moon from Zack Snyder. And once again, every Zack Snyder movie has a story behind it that's more interesting than the movie that he makes.
Usually.
We'll get into that. But we'll start off with hot takes. I'm sure these will be really shocking.
Scolding.
Yeah, go ahead. Taylor, you go first. We'll go around the horn.
Oh,
Okay.
man. It's going to be nuts.
My hot take is that this movie is very bad. And yes, very bad.
Oh, my God.
Whoa,
And
whoa, whoa.
there is not an original idea in this movie.
I seem to remember you saying that a few times.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop saying that.
20 different IPs.
Yeah, no, this was a cross between Star Wars,
And everything
Avatar.
else. Everything else.
what was that pirate one, Space Pirates?
At one point, it was so
Firefly.
referential to other things that somebody said this is a cover.
Right.
A cover tribute. A
yeah.
tribute to...
It's a
tribute
cover
movie.
movie.
But it's like a
medley.
A medley.
Yeah. A
Yeah, of
medley
many
movie.
movies.
Yes.
God damn. Anyway, we're getting distracted.
Sorry.
Hot takes D.
Right, so this was bad.
Okay, that's pretty hot.
Yeah.
That's
I
hot.
was very bored. I'll say that much. Yeah,
Oh, dude.
very, very bored.
Yep.
Yeah. Taylor.
Well, he already went.
Going back to
Oh,
me.
no, I'm going back to Taylor. Taylor,
Okay,
what would you
I
think
can give
again?
another one.
Give
Give
another hot take.
This movie needed more nudity.
And he made a joke about that in while we were watching, and I actually thought this is like the only time that is true, right? You know, like there's these idiots who are like, you know what this movie needed is titties. You know, I don't support that. Okay, but this movie, anything that would have like shaken it up and made it just like, I don't know, made you think a little, would have made it better. So I think you're right.
It needed an R rating.
What- it needed much
Whatever
more than
it
an
is.
R rating.
Can I get my hot
more.
take
You're
already?
right,
What the
D, you're
fuck,
right,
guys?
D, yeah.
Where's
Sorry,
my hot take?
Kenny,
Well, we have to
what-
do D's second hot
Right. Okay, so my second hot take. go Kenny.
Okay, thank you. My hot take was that the movie's bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Actually, my real hot take is that I was surprised by how bad it was.
Yeah. Yeah, me
Because
too,
we
actually.
picked this movie expecting to see a bad movie.
Right.
I was not expecting to see a movie this bad.
Yeah.
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 Fair.
I
agree.
Yeah. I need to bring something up.
Go ahead.
Before the end, which I feel kind of weird about. We briefly discussed this. I think we all want to create a new award.
Yeah.
The reverse of a golden helmet.
Right.
Yeah.
Because holy crap, yeah, it was bad. Winchester was a very bad movie, as was Antebellum, but this was strange bad. Like,
Yeah.
like worse than
Like more shocking.
yeah.
I mean, Winchester and Antebellum, I felt, were filmmakers who had something to prove,
Yeah.
you know? And so it's kind of like a gamble they're taking, putting their neck out there, right? And so, yeah, it's kind of sad that they blew it and their movie sucked.
Right.
This is Zack Snyder with millions of dollars at his disposal. Now, it's not like there's a shortage of famous directors with big budgets making, like, not good movies. But they usually have a bare bones semblance of something that feels like a movie.
Right.
This didn't even feel like a movie.
No.
It felt like a cutscene from a video game where the game around it didn't exist. Like just a cutscene without the game.
Yeah.
So we're talking a lot about how bad this movie is. What exactly is making this movie so bad?
Lack of visual storytelling.
Agreed.
That's definitely what Dee would say.
That and the writing.
Yeah. The writing was pretty bad. So I'll bring up writing, the idea that we talked about before, where whenever you're writing the script, that dialogue should either move the story forward or say more about the character. It should not ever be expository, because there's no reason for that other than dumping information on the audience.
Usually dumping information that you're not creative enough to get across visually.
Visually, right. Which it's funny because, yeah, the guy who directed this is a visual like master in the idea that he creates really interesting visuals, and yet couldn't get the story across visually, which was really strange.
Well, the one thing going against him is that I don't think he had a story to get across in the first place.
No, there's definitely a story here.
Not much.
No, I mean, well, yeah, okay, not much.
There are plot beats.
I guess most of the movie was just a gang getting together.
That was an
pretty much it.
obnoxiously long team up sequence.
It was literally an hour.
Two-thirds of the movie.
And
Yeah.
a large portion of the
And
movie.
it was hard to even understand why they were teaming up in the first place.
Yeah, well, probably because we just talked.
And there were all these shots that seemed to suggest that we really care about these characters.
Jeez.
That's the shit that bothers me the most about Zack Snyder, like post 300.
Right.
Like honestly, it's been almost every movie since.
It has been, yeah.
Is that he loves these like very dramatic shots that I think a more restrained filmmaker would use those same shots. Because they are cool, right? But you use it in a moment to pay off.
Yeah.
That you're invested in whatever's happening and in this character.
Yeah.
And so it, kind of exaggerates the emotion of the moment and makes you go, oh my God, this thing that's happening is so epic and cool. And I hope the spear makes it through the guy's heart or something in this crazy slow motion
Right.
thing. Cause you're like on the edge of your seat cause you care. And he started throwing those shots in the first scene.
Right.
He had an epic slow motion of a woman dropping seeds on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why do it made me feel like I gotta stare at those seeds. They're gonna turn into fucking robots or something.
There was so much of that. And it was like, what was it that, the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Every time there was a flashback, he went to some crazy colored, really highly cinematic looking shots of whatever the fuck was happening, and slow motion of things that like her, going through the battle,
flag.
and planting the flag and all that. It's like there was no emotion there. This is literally to inform the audience of her backstory. So why are we doing that?
And just to take it like a level deeper. So yeah, we have this flashback, maybe more than one, to try to give us the backstory of her character.
Yeah.
She's clearly supposed to be the main character of the movie. I don't feel like I know her at all.
I don't either.
By the
Not at
time
all.
the movie ends.
Yeah.
And I think the flaw is really, even though they have pretty long sequences to try to tell her backstory, I don't understand why she's telling her backstory. Right? Like, it almost doesn't matter how well she tells her backstory.
Yeah.
She's at some campfire talking to the dumb farmer, and I really don't even get why they're there and why he cares.
Right.
So I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what her backstory is. It could be extremely epic and scary or whatever, but if I don't have a reason to care, it doesn't matter.
You know, it's interesting because I think Taylor and I were talking about this earlier about where the IP that Zack has done, like in the past, ever since 300, has been stuff that's been established. So like his DC movies are, you know, whatever, you know, you can think about them however you want, but they're based on like Superman and Batman and people that we know,
right?
And Wonder Woman, like people that we understand the backstories to,
yeah,
and understand personality. And so when you don't have that,
he can't flesh them out.
No,
these characters were so hollow, empty. They just, again, they felt like NPCs.
Totally. Yeah.
You need a prerequisite to watch his movies.
Yeah. I mean, like, I really feel like this is one of the most, like, really by definition, genuinely one of the most derivative movies I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. It got funny how many times we're like, that's from this.
Yeah.
That's from that.
And I wonder, because, like, I know he wanted to do a Star Wars movie. I know from what I've heard is that he was, like, pitching this. He pitched this first to Disney.
To be a Star Wars
movie.
Yeah.
And when we watched it, it's just like, what would that Star Wars movie look like if this was the story? Because there is so much A New Hope in this.
Right.
Would they be remaking A New Hope for a second time?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
what would his original Star Wars movie look like? And if it looks like this, why is he retreading what's been done in Star Wars so many times over, even within Star Wars? This is not a Star Wars movie, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But so then what you're left with is just this hollow, like, cosplay of other movies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The content that I watched that it reminded me the most of are these videos on TikTok where people are recreating moments in games where, you know, like in a multiplayer fantasy game, they're talking with NPCs and, you know, the whole like, welcome adventurer.
Yeah.
And like the whole thing felt like that, like, well, this is your quest.
And I think that's because I think it's because it's expository, right? Because that's all they do in video games is just inform the player.
Yeah.
And so that's what you're doing here is just
it seemed to have very little concern for dialogue that felt real. Like the dialogue was really, really stale.
None of it was real.
It was extremely obvious.
Yeah.
And the acting.
Acting was terrible. It's so funny.
Really bad.
Yeah, because
really bad.
we looked at the guy who played Gunner.
Yeah.
And we're just like, oh man, what a terrible actor.
And they were like, oh yeah, he's in Game of Thrones.
Right.
And he was good.
He was actually good in Game of Thrones.
Right.
And Jaimond Hunsu is a fantastic actor.
Right.
He has a stupid, meaningless role in
he was in like 3
this
scenes.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. This is like a...
Is he in the second one? He's
probably
gotta be in the second one.
He didn't die, so... Yeah, so the second one is going to have Oscar winner Jaimond Hunsu, Oscar winner Anthony Hopkins, and freaking Carrie Ellis. The only reason why good actors even are bad on screen is because there was no vision for them to act to.
Right.
Right?
Right. Well, and bad directing. I mean...
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean,
I mean, directing is the delivery of that vision to the cast and crew.
Yeah.
Right? But of course, you have to have that vision existing in the first place.
Yeah.
And if the director's not doing that,
you don't have much.
actors are just paint by numbers.
Right. You have what we saw with Gunner the whole time, which was just.
Yeah. It felt like they never did a table read, let alone like rehearsals.
This was like angering. like I really didn't like watching.
It was angering because we freaking make movies, and I'm like, this asshole has access to all this shit and money and the distribution.
Yeah.
And this is what you bring us?
Right.
Like, it kind of pisses me off.
It feels like he wanted to make... It was like he was sitting around and he was like, it would be really cool to make a big space opera in the vein of Star Wars. It'd be really cool to make a Star Wars movie.
It would be cool.
And then he was like, okay, now I need to come up with an idea. You know, it was like the thought of how cool it would be came first, and then he like the inspiration was not there. Like the inspiration followed.
This is why know your strengths is important, right?
Yeah.
Know your strengths. I think it'd be really cool to write a novel. I've tried to do it several times. And yet, all of my good ideas end up being screenplays because I can't write novels. I suck at it. It's hard for me to write that way. I can write screenplays, though, but I'm not good at novels. And this feels like Snyder is trying to be 5 or 6 things that he's not. Mm-hmm. He's got a couple things that he's exceptional at. Like, he's really has strengths. And if he's in a film project where he can just use that, they turn into good movies.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Stylization is his strength.
Yeah. Take a piece of IP that already exists, that already has an established story, characters, and style already. And then he takes that style and gives it his exaggerated flair and turns it into something really cool.
Yeah.
Like with 300, where he's literally recreating another artist's imagery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like
in
shot for shot.
But in his special way that is unique, you know, and
yeah, but he's like, oh, but you know what would be really great to bridge each one of these panels would be, you know, some slow-mo time ramping, you know, which is really cool in 300.
It was really cool.
And kind of influential at the time.
Yeah.
But, you know, that isn't really what carries that movie.
Could you imagine the Wachowskis just constantly using bullet time over and over in every one of the movies? You know, they're
that's interesting you say that, because I feel like the Wachowskis had a similar fall from grace as Snyder, but for very different reasons.
Yeah,
because you're right, they don't do that. Right. They developed a very cool gimmick with a certain piece of IP. They moved on to new IP and they made new gimmicks.
Yeah,
which is cool. And yet still end up with Jupiter Ascending at some point.
Which I think is, we brought up Jupiter Ascending while watching this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say which is worse, honestly. They both had that feeling of a movie that is devoid of joy. It's a
joyless movie is
joyless film.
Yeah. Joyless is
like there was just nothing to celebrate. There was no feel-good moment. In this whole movie.
There was literally one shot that I really liked, actually. One shot, and it was, because it was, I think, accidentally symbolic, almost. It was when the team was coming in from the Dreadnought and then they pulled all the weapons on the farmers, and they had one shot where there was a big gun, like, right here in the frame. Right. It was like the gun was taking up 3/4 of the frame and the girl's face was over here. And I was just like, what a shot, man, just to have like it's just full on violence, right? That's what we're here to do, is to F you up. But of course it was probably it's just in there. Just a weapon.
I think the most telling scene of the whole movie was the one that you had us watch twice.
I had a few times.
Specifically, the robot and the girl.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, if they made just a short film about the robot and the girl, it would have been way better.
It would have been way better.
The scenes with that robot in it were the most interesting in the film.
Yeah.
Also the best visual effect in the film.
Yeah.
But my point is that you pointed out to us that sequence had a ridiculous amount of shots.
Yeah.
Right? Just all over the place. Yeah. They didn't have like a set that they were toggling in between. It was like every new angle was a uniquely different shot.
They did, yeah.
Like a whole different setup.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And to me, what I see there is a movie with not enough previs. Like that feels like they're not following a shot list or storyboard.
Yeah, that's literally what like I do on set when I don't have a vision and I'm just like, okay, let's see. Oh, this looks good. And then, okay, let's see. That's
right.
Like you get bored with the shot, so you move on to something else that's more dynamic.
And with Snyder being the DP of this film,
yeah,
like literally when we were talking about that, I'm seeing in my imagination, I'm seeing Snyder running around with the camera and being like, oh, ooh, dude, check this out. This looks dope. Let's do it this way. This looks good.
Right,
you know?
right.
So you end up with a scene where it's a two-shot of two characters sitting, talking to each other, where it's covered by 10 unique angles.
Yeah, literally 10 unique angles. There was also 2 close-ups that didn't have any value for the close-up. The close-up of her picking the dandelion, which she made into a crown later on, and I forgot what the second one was.
And then scenes like after the bad guys had come to the farm and killed the father dude and were threatening everybody. The villagers are inside the main hall and they're talking about, like, what are we going to do? And someone says, we should just give them what they want. And this lady is like, yes, we should give them what they want.
Yeah.
You know? Like, she seriously felt like she was from a community theater production of The Music Man.
Right.
You know?
She had the biggest smile on her face.
Yes, and it was like an overacted moment. And there were many of those, actually.
Yeah.
And again, that comes back to, I think, a director failing to get the cast to feel what's happening in this moment.
Yeah, and there was never a moment of cohesive emotion.
No, think about when fake Cillian Murphy, the Nazi, decided to kill father, whatever he was, on the farm.
The crab-looking freaking squid guy?
No, he kills the leader of the farming village.
Oh, the old man. Oh, right. And then everyone lost their shit. Yeah.
And the reactions were fucking all over the place.
That was so strange.
You had some people shocked, and you had some people just, oh my god! And it was like, it wasn't unified. It was bonkers.
So I want to break that down a little bit, because I remember watching that scene and I'm going, okay, I understand what's happening here, right? You have this guy coming in, and we even made fun of it, saying, oh, what's he trying to do? Like the whole, what do you call it thing? What was it that we said? Inglourious Bastards.
Exactly.
Yes,
yeah, that's insane. That was another derivative thing.
Yeah.
That scene was the opening scene of Inglourious Bastards.
Right.
It wanted to be so bad.
It really wanted to be. Like they were giving this guy so much gravitas in the idea that he gives his lines slowly. He smiles in every other part. Like he's supposed to be like this guy who's supposed to be quote unquote charming, but he's really fucking evil, right?
Yeah, just like Hans Landa at the beginning of Inglourious Bastards.
Except with him, we already understand that he's a violent person, because we understand from the history that he's a Nazi, so he's most likely going to be someone who's going to kill someone.
Yeah. Well, he's hunting for Jews.
Right, exactly. So in this portion, we have this guy who's, I mean, obviously very coming off of the Nazi feeling, because with the uniform and everything. And he comes in and he does the whole slow dialogue and everything, and you're like, okay, so obviously he's evil. We understand, we get it. And I thought that's what he was trying to put with everybody else. Like the whole room understand that he was evil and that they have to be really careful around him, right? Like he was not going to surprise anyone. And yet when he took off the guy's face, suddenly everyone lost their shit. And I'm like, why? Did you all think he was nice the whole time? I don't understand.
That's another thing I hate about just this whole movie, of how lazy it is.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I thought we were going to see a new take on a Star Wars-like new IP.
No, this was Kurosawa.
Yeah.
This was not even not even a ripoff on Star Wars.
No.
Not even enough to merit that.
No. There was
like George Lucas took inspiration from Nazis.
Right.
The shape of Darth Vader's helmet was based on
Right. I mean, you can
Nazi
tell.
soldiers.
Yeah, 100%.
And we get that. But you know what? The Empire was its own freaking thing, and Darth Vader was its own thing.
Same with even one that I feel like is a little too derivative is in V for Vendetta, the one dude, I forgot his name, the Chancellor.
Yeah.
Who's like screaming and everything on his podium.
John Hurt.
Yeah, and so it's very much reminiscent of Hitler, but he's not Hitler. He's his own thing.
Yeah, and with this is what I felt was like the laziest fucking filmmaking.
Yeah.
Is here we are in this story that takes place in another universe, on another planet, and sci-fi, and we're like, let's have him march off of the ship literally looking like a Nazi, walk like a Nazi, talk like characters from the Nazi movies, and then somehow expect the audience to be surprised when he's a terrible person and he's going to kill you.
Right.
You know? Yeah. Like, it was like he was purposely pretending to be something we are familiar with.
Yeah.
That's the most derivative thing.
Yeah.
It's not that we're just ripping off like other movies. It's like we are just using tropes from everyday normal life to try to portray another world.
Yeah.
And that's just
And that's all it
lazy.
is. That's all it is. Yeah. Yeah. The tropes here were obscene, and it wasn't just through the characteristics, but in every plot point and everything that happened in the movie, trying to go get someone because they're known for their good deeds or whatever. And then you see them save a child, because they're good. And then you see the rebels, and the rebels have this thing where they're like, oh, we're going to miss you because you're going to side with these other people, but you might die. You know what? Actually, we have some volunteers that are going to stand by you. It's like every single goddamn trope that you can think of.
Yeah.
It was strange.
Fucking nightmare.
It's infuriating, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, bad movies in general don't upset me. Okay? But
I don't know. I was pretty upset over Winchester.
That was a bad one.
And Antebellum, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get that because you're just like, why is this got A24 on it or whatever?
I'm like,
why
mad.
is this in a movie theater?
Right.
That is frustrating as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
But it's even more frustrating when it's a person like Zack Snyder and they've got basically a blank check
Yeah.
and a distribution company, and they can't even make something as good as Valerian. Okay? Which was largely panned as a bad movie.
Yeah.
That movie feels like a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Compared to this film.
It's weird because every other Talkies episode that we've had talking about bad movies, we've joked about Winchester being just the worst movie we've ever seen, just because it's just...
I kind of hate this more.
Yeah. Like, how could you make a movie that bad? But yeah, this... I do too.
Yeah.
And it's weird that watching this movie was even reminiscent of... even brought my thoughts back to a movie like that. Because Winchester was so far bad that I thought it was hilarious how bad it was.
Yeah.
How mediocre it was. How stupid it was.
But see, this wasn't even mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was hard to even call it stupid.
Right? No, it was like...
Because it's like not even a thing.
Yeah.
It's a non-movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like AI.
It does.
Where you're just
Yeah.
like, oh, you're trying to make a movie, but you also aren't human enough to really understand what a movie is yet. And how does a filmmaker who's been working in the industry for more than 20 years
not understand what a movie is? I think it's because we're seeing him writing, right? I think that's the thing.
Again, not his strengths.
Yeah.
And the thing with Snyder, Zack Snyder, all the interviews I watch with him, I want to just say that he seems like a very nice person. He seems like a good dude.
Are you saying good people can't be filmmakers? Is that what it is?
That's a funny idea.
There's
Only
something
evil
to
people.
that, actually. Maybe.
Only evil people.
Yes.
I'm just saying that just because I want to say it, because I think he seems like a nice guy.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But I have not liked a Zack Snyder movie since Watchmen.
Yeah.
And that was like 2009.
Dude, his best movie since The Watchmen, no joke, is Legend of the Guardians.
I forgot about that movie.
Gahul.
That was
Because that
his
is,
movie.
it's a solid dumb kids movie.
Never seen it.
Like, you don't have to, but it's just as good as most of the stuff from like DreamWorks these days.
Yeah.
And that's the
Sure.
best. That is definitely the best he's done since then.
What I'm trying to get at is that Zack Snyder has made like 2 good movies, but his filmography is of like 15 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He keeps getting movies.
I'm not a fan, and I've never really been a fan. But I like Watchmen and I like 300.
I would say the same. Yeah.
And even then, I could critique both of those movies.
Oh, sure.
But
yeah, they're by no means perfect, but they're way...
those are movies where, like, especially Watchmen, I was like, That's kind of cool.
Well, you know,
awesome.
Because you got
Bob
IP.
Dylan.
You got IP that's
Yeah, I like
interesting
Watchmen, yeah.
already. Yeah.
and they have charm to them.
yeah.
They have genuity to them.
Genudity.
Yeah, bringing
I was
it
gonna
back.
say genudity.
Genudity.
I feel like
Watchmen has genudity.
yeah, whoa, yeah. I can't say what was going through Zack's mind while making this movie, but I feel like he didn't have passion. That's what it feels like.
It's weird. It does feel like that
It
because
was utterly passionless.
yeah, which is weird. Why would that be a thing though?
That's what I'm puzzled by.
That's like, I hear that and I agree with you, but I want to say that, like, that's like, I don't want to believe he didn't actually have passion. But I do agree with
But that's what it feels like.
Yeah, I think I have an answer. I think because we talked about this before about the Snyder Cut thing, right? About the idea that they're
The conspiracy theory?
they're manufacturing a new Snyder Cut deal. Maybe not, but I don't know.
conspiracy.
Yeah, maybe it is. But the idea that maybe Snyder, his whole idea, his whole creative spirit comes through this particular movie because he wants to see an R-rated Star Wars in his mind. I think that's what he wanted to do. And so when you bring out ultra violence, and you put it on screen and you just like, want to do all of that, and then it comes to Netflix and they, for some reason, maim it, perhaps, I don't know if this is what happened, then you see a passionless piece because his heart isn't in the story.
That's
his
it.
heart's in the violence.
That's what it is.
I think that's what it is.
But this movie didn't even have violence.
No, it had lots of violence, but it was not. It was cut back. You could tell.
Well, that's what it is. That's where there's a disconnect because there is passion, but it's like a disappointed passion because he's compromising.
right. It's
Because
like
he's compromising because Netflix said, because Disney told him, fuck no, we're never going to do your R-rated Star Wars movie. And Netflix is like, yeah, we'll give you $80 million to do 2 of them, but make a PG-13 and we'll let you do whatever you want, but just stay within those bounds.
But then,
Right.
but then we also have confirmed that he does have his own thing, his own cut.
His own
of the
cut
movie.
is supposedly.
Is that a real thing?
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's
so stupid.
this is why we're
What's
talking
so
about that. This
stupid
is
is that we're
conspiracy.
going to have to watch this movie again.
That means we're gonna have to watch, because we still have to do part 2, and then we'll have to go. No,
wanna die.
I'm not watching the Snyder Cut.
No,
I'm not
so I'm
watching
saying
the
that the
Snyder
Snyder Cut is going to like when we saw the Snyder Cut of Justice League, right? Like he may have been overboard in a lot of parts of it, but the parts that you could tell that had passion in them were the parts that were missing from the first one, right?
Yes,
You were
the
like,
Snyder Cut of
Yeah.
Justice League is definitely better than Joss Whedon's.
then Joss Whedon.
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure,
so
for
for
sure.
so for here, it would be the same thing. I think.
Still
It's-
really bad, though.
yeah. And-
Yeah. Oh, no
so
doubt.
the-
Justice League is trash.
So the story-
Snyder Justice League trash.
Right. So the story in this one, in Rebel Moon and Part 2, I think is still going to be trash. Obviously, we already saw it's trash, but we didn't see his passion yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a
So,
little bit of
like,
passion will be
imagine,
good.
like, if Grindhouse
Right,
was
exactly.
coming out.
Yeah.
Like, you made the Grindhouse movies from back in 2000, whatever.
Yeah.
Or just any Grindhouse genre movie, for that
Yeah.
case. And Netflix says, take out all the blood and
Right.
violence and then put it out. And it just had to stand on the merits of its story. Without
Yeah.
the gimmick that it's really
That's a
about.
Grindhouse movie.
Right?
Oh man.
That's what happened here.
So
Yeah.
freaking
Because
Snyder.
the characters and everything, none of that really matters that much if the gimmick is there.
So Snyder is a next gen Grindhouse,
Yeah.
Ew,
That's what he is.
gross.
but he's a next gen.
Don't like that.
He's a next gen maimed Grindhouse.
But if his to give him the biggest benefit of the doubt possible,
Yeah.
maybe his vision was based in like a Grindhouse level exaggerated violence and gore
Yeah.
sort of film.
Yeah.
Where
You could tell that's what it was. That's what it was here. What's the main Nazi guy?
Yeah.
And the stick that we kept making fun of
because it felt so stupid. It
Right.
felt so impotent.
because it's stupid.
and
when
every
it-
shot was trying to make it look like it was not stupid.
Right.
But it was.
But except when he used it on some of the shots, both of us we pointed out we're like, oh, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That he
yeah.
took off the guy's head with the stick. That was pretty cool. It's because I know his cut's going to have a lot more of that.
It was lots of splatter and stuff.
Yeah, not a cutaway from every time that we have a gun shoved to someone's chin and then it goes, oh, over here.
There were so many people shot
Yeah.
where it looked like nothing happened.
Right.
They just fell down. I'm like, this is like an old spaghetti western with no blood squibs or anything.
Yeah.
You get shot and you just grab your chest and fall over.
Yeah, could you imagine a hobo with a shotgun with no blood?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe that's it.
I think that's
maybe
what it is,
he
yeah.
has a sci-fi grindhouse masterpiece.
Not a masterpiece. Not a masterpiece, but definitely grindhousey, and I think definitely light on story in his mind, even though it is heavy.
What if you took the
on-
stylized violence out of 300? What would you be left with?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right? It'd be a very light movie. The characters are not developed very much.
No.
And there's honestly not even very much
No.
dialogue.
Well, 300 is about the violence, too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the whole point.
That movie did have a look to it that had not been done.
Just the aesthetic was
Yeah.
very intoxicating.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. Yeah, that was a...
but
that was a
that's like it.
But the
But also-
violence was part of the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing. But so was Watchmen, right?
Totally.
Watchmen was kind of about that breakup of superheroes that go to kill other superheroes.
I'm half convinced that Zack Snyder didn't even really get the graphic novel that much.
Well, he
loved
changed the story a lot, and he kind
Yeah.
of misses the main point.
Yeah,
Right.
he did. But
Well, you can tell from his opening sequence.
But he got the panels perfect.
yeah.
He makes motion panels.
Yeah. he
Motion
does.
panels.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We should call this show the motion panels.
What is it? What do you call it? A cinegraph or something?
Oh yeah,
Cinemagraphs.
cinematograph.
That's what he makes.
He makes cinemagraphs.
And you know what? This movie felt like it was very Snyder, but almost not even as much as you would think. It wasn't as stylized as 300 or Watchmen. Really,
It wasn't even as stylized as Justice League.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was like the stylized. It was like the only stylization that really came from it was that it was anamorphic vintage lenses.
That kept kind of almost pulling me out.
That
Yeah.
did pull me out, yeah.
I'm
It's
just
just
anamorphic flare.
Anamorphic.
Ooh, look,
just
another anamorphic flare.
Slap an old vintage anamorphic lens on there and call it good.
Right? How could anyone, by the way, say that this was in any shape or fashion like Seven Samurai?
That didn't make any sense because I heard online, I was hearing stuff about that where they were like, "Oh, it's like Seven Samurai." Not at all.
Not at
At
all.
all.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
This has more in common with Sonic the Hedgehog than with...
Yeah. I mean, the closest it gets is a group of people who are trying to defend a town.
And
which
they
is
gotta
every
find-
movie.
A
They have to
rural
find
town.
helpers
Yeah.
to team up to fight the bad guys away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like any movie.
Right,
Yeah.
you
right.
know?
Just
Yeah.
about, yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, it's hard to compare it as a movie to any movie because the story is so weak.
Because it's redundant.
It's just tiny.
Yeah.
The story is very weak, and the characters are very weak, and so it doesn't feel like any one movie until you look at it one scene at a time, and then you're like, "Oh, this is copy and paste."
Right,
from
exactly.
A bunch of other movies.
Yeah, one scene at a time. The Cantina bar scene in Star Wars
Jesus,
is
that was
one for one.
that felt very
Ripped off.
intentional, almost like they're almost like they were going for a laugh, like a wink, wink laugh with the audience.
Yeah.
Two one for one.
That was really strange.
Crazy.
Really strange.
Especially
They-
when the ugly dude showed up and he's like, "I don't like you," and I'm like, "What the?"
Yeah. And
What?
then they beat him up, They
Yeah.
fight him, just like Obi-Wan slices his arm off.
and then he teleports.
That was
then
the worst continuity
then they cut
error
a
I've
shot
seen
out
in a
or
long
something. That
time.
was weird.
That was a bad one.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So for context, for people who don't know, it was they beat him up and then they do the slow motion shot of him crushing the table.
Yeah, he's body slammed through a table.
Yeah, slow motion. Oh,
Literally the kind of shot that means he's never getting up again.
Right. But of course, every shot in this movie is that way.
Yeah.
The grain that goes into the ground.
Yeah.
That grain's never going anywhere. So he gets on the ground and then we cut away and suddenly he comes in.
In through the
well,
front
there's
door.
a whole
door.
dialogue sequence in between,
Right.
Too, where they
Right, so
talk.
we're to believe that while he's talking to a different character, the guy recovers gets up, leaves the building,
He leaves.
finds some backup, and comes back.
Right.
And the people who beat him up, like, so he does all that while the people who beat him up don't even look or acknowledge that he gets back up
Yeah.
and leaves.
Never again. Yeah.
Yeah, they just completely ignore him. So then just watching it, it makes no, it feels like he teleports.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
And then they just beat him up again.
It felt like a skipped, like a scene was cut out.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, because I think like even your most basic filmmaker would have shown him like crawling out the door or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think.
Or at least like rolling over or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. I want to say there's a lot that we're missing. I'm giving him the benefit of the
Don't do that.
of the conspiracy.
Don't give him any benefits.
Give him the benefit of the conspiracy.
He got $80 million to make this bullshit.
To make two.
I'm not going to give him any benefits.
80 million for two of them.
I'm thinking because I want to say that it was maimed. I want to say that he got executived, and that this wasn't set up by him and Netflix. I'll bet you it was just a Netflix executive. I'll bet you it was a Netflix person that said, you know what, we can manufacture that really cool Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut thing that you had before. So do a PG-13 version first, then do your R version. He probably didn't want to do that. I imagine that's probably what happened.
Or it's, here's the contract.
Yeah.
Shoot your movie, give it to us. We are going to cut it into something.
Oh, you say there's an R-rated movie in this, is what you're saying.
I bet it's already done.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah. Netflix wouldn't want him to do it twice.
No.
Yeah.
No,
I bet it's already done.
Yeah.
And it's literally the same movie, but with a bunch of blood splatter. And
I think there's extra shots in here.
yeah.
Oh,
but
and it's 4:3 instead.
And it's black and white.
It's black and white and 4:3.
black and white and red.
And red.
Yeah, it'll have red blood splatter, but the rest will be black
Oh,
and white.
that's so artistic.
I know, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
That's
It'll be
artistic.
it'll be the
Sin City.
it'll
Sin City.
it'll be the anamorphic image cropped 4:3.
That's
God.
artistic.
That's artistic. Yeah.
I don't know.
Kill me now.
It is the death of art. This is what we're looking at here.
It's really bad. Really, really, really weird.
Because honestly, the whole Justice League thing was the death of art.
The Sonic the Hedgehog was the death of art.
Oh, yeah, but that's not Snyder. But sticking with Snyder, the point that like these people that like rallied behind the Snyder Cut idea and were like, give us the Snyder Cut. We need to see it. It's so important. And then like almost decided ahead of time that they were going to love it
100%.
Oh yeah,
no matter what
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
it came out.
Yeah,
Artistic integrity.
yeah. Integrity. Yeah, it takes how many millions of dollars did they do?
Another
extra?
50 million.
Yeah, $50 million of
Additional
artist integrity.
Artistic integrity to go shoot the rest of his version of it.
Yeah,
Right.
Release the Snyder Cut, the movie that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
Release the Snyder Cut. Go make another movie.
Go make another
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah,
Christ.
it's the most bullshit thing ever, and the most bullshit thing of it. And now I'm just repeating from our previous episode.
Yeah.
Is that someone made a movie, and then because the audience didn't like it, they made another movie.
Yeah, they're like, we'll try it again.
I hate that so much, right? Like just the idea that it's like, here's my movie, I'm putting it out, and this is what it, because I made it, and I'm going to give it to you guys. And the audience is like, no, make a better one. And we're like, okay, we'll make a better one for you.
That's
like
like 100%. Yeah. Why I always bring up Sonic, because I feel like that was the worst
Oh, yeah.
thing.
That
Oh,
too,
the
yeah.
redesign?
Yeah.
The redesign of Sonic's character?
because I hated that it happened.
Yeah.
Right. That was even a thing, that the studio was like, you're right, let's change the movie, and they fucking did it. That's like, I don't care if it's better, whatever.
Like, I actually appreciate the integrity
Yeah.
of Game of Thrones.
Right. And
Because
for that
when-
level.
Yeah, because when
redo
the
that
finale came out, it was vitriol, man.
Yeah.
People were pissed
Oh,
off,
yeah.
and they were demanding.
Right. Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
they
it
were
again,
demanding
yeah.
do something new, change it, whatever. They had lots of different demands.
Yeah.
And HBO and the cast and everyone was like, "No, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, you get it."
So it's because we're filmmakers, right? And so as filmmakers, to do an analogy, we're like chefs, and it's like Justice League Snyder Cut, or just as like Joss Whedon's version and audience reception to it. It's like, the person gets their dish and they're like, it's not very good. Send it back.
Right.
And do it different.
Right.
It's sending the dish back.
It is.
To the kitchen.
That's 100% what it is.
Which is a weird thing to do for a movie.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also
a dish that costs $50 million.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just like a piece of chicken. It's $50 million of
but
labor
that's
and
also
effort.
something you can do at Wendy's.
Sure.
Right? But you can't do it at the standalone restaurant
yeah,
with
exactly.
the auteur chef.
Right. Yeah, you're not going to do that.
It's
You'll
like,
be an
you don't
asshole.
like it, go eat somewhere
fuck
else,
out.
dude.
Right.
This is what I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do that with Marvel movies. Yeah. Go shoot a different Marvel movie. But shoot another Spider-Man, because that one sucked. I'm fine with that. Whatever.
Yee.
No, dude. Just no.
Just no.
Just no. Snyder. Fuck Zack Snyder's movies. Not him. The movies.
The movies.
I'll fuck him.
You go fuck Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fuck his movies.
That's weird.
Oh, weird. Yeah.
But I don't kink shame. I'm
Thank
not
you.
kink shame. I respect you.
Thank
It's okay.
you.
Fuck a movie.
And
it's fine.
And the Zack Snyder stans.
I won't fuck them. They're nasty.
D can fuck them.
Oh, thank you.
I wouldn't.
So that
I
way
bet
we
there's
all have
disease.
something to fuck.
So all of us can fuck something?
Yeah.
Okay,
very
sounds
equitable. Is that woke?
It's the woke agenda.
Oh, shit.
shit.
Yeah.
Talkies is woke now.
Oh, no.
Talkies is the woke agenda.
Are we gonna get canceled?
I'm an ally.
That's too woke.
That's too woke.
Sorry.
That's way
Please
too woke.
don't be an ally.
Yeah. Jeez.
I'm gay.
Thank
That's
you.
better.
Wait, no,
Thank
that's
you.
not. It's award time.
Right, but first let's decide what we're voting on. What is it?
So it's a new award
For the worst movie ever.
for the worst movie, for like a really good movie. It's a really bad movie. Unique in its badness,
Yeah, it has to be unique in its badness. Okay.
and the icon for it, not the golden helmet,
The shit helmet or something?
the wooden stick.
The wooden stick.
Yeah, because the Nazi guy in here had the staff.
The wooden dildo.
Could be the moldy pizza award.
We got the golden helmet. We got the AIDS helmet. I'm trying to think, like, gold is like the best. So what is the absolute opposite
AIDS.
of good? It's AIDS. It's got to be AIDS, right? It's the AIDS helmet.
Ooh, the Snyder Award.
Death by 1,000 Snyder cuts. It's just funny to me that if we were going to make this award, that it's ending up named after Zack Snyder.
I know he's not that
and
bad
not
yet.
like
Yeah,
Shyamalan
it
or
could be
something.
worse.
right,
yeah.
right. Well, Old was more entertaining than this was.
That's true, though. Oh,
Yeah.
that's bad.
See, but every
I
Snyder
like
cut. that we-
Shyamalan more than Snyder.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's more interesting.
He is more interesting.
It's-
I actually
he
really
doesn't
like
compromise.
Shyamalan.
What's that?
He doesn't compromise, at least.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he has weird choices, but yeah, he doesn't compromise.
I like Shyamalan as a person.
Right? Yeah, we fuck.
We fuck a lot.
I fuck with Shyamalan.
I fuck
Yeah,
Shyamalan.
often.
fuck. I have
Yeah.
fuck.
He has a guest house in my backyard.
He comes to your back. He comes to your guest house into your
Yeah,
backyard.
yeah. Well, I said we fuck off.
We fuck off.
We fuck off.
we
we
fuck
fuck
off
off.
together.
We fuck off together.
No, it's a competition. A fuck off.
the fuck off. I don't do competitive stuff. I don't
Ladies
do
and gentlemen, welcome to Fuck Off 1999 on ESPN.
The fuck off award?
Fuck Off Award. A Poo on Your Shoe Award.
No. Poo on your robot face award.
Why is this so hard to name? Ed Cat Award.
The B-Dog award.
Sweaty Balls Award. Dog Shit Award.
The Talkies award.
that makes Talkies sound like a
Yeah,
bad thing.
because we're bad.
We are.
But we are pretty bad, though.
Yeah, we're bad.
But more like Michael Jackson bad.
I'm
Oh,
bad.
yeah, that. Yeah.
yeah, that bad.
You meant
I did.
There's so much editing in this episode.
Just the end.
All you gotta do is
cut it.
just
I'll
put
cut
M
it.
for mature, and you don't have to edit anything.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we'll just be on Pornhub, and that's it.
We'll be on Pornhub. It'll be fine. God, D, why are you gonna make this hard?
That I'm just gonna cut all this. I'll just leave that only.
That is a clip for the Instagram right there.
Or the Netflix award.
The Netflix award is for the worst movies.
Yep, the worst movies.
Dog vomit.
The dog vomit.
Dog vomit award.
Cat vomit.
Cat
Cat
vomit
vomit
award. I cleaned some today.
It's terrible.
My
It's
cat
terrible.
threw up.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
He ate a bunch of food and then he was like,
Just like that?
yeah.
The hack award.
You know, that sounded like something I saw on Pornhub.
Was
The
it a cat
Pornhub
throwing
award.
up?
It was.
Yeah.
Hey,
I like
Talkies
that.
audience, what do you think the award should be called? Put it in the comments after you subscribe and join our Patreon. We don't have a Patreon yet.
We're coming for your money.
But if you like the Talkies, I'm sorry. We're going to start charging you for it soon.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're done with YouTube. We're gonna leave.
Everything's going to be pay-per-view.
Everything else is pay per view. Yeah.
Big old paywall.
Yeah. Big old paywall.
Look.
Since we can't figure it out, it has to be something representative of that. Or it just deadens us.
The content award.
Oh God, that's really good.
Let's do content.
The content award.
Content.
Yeah, because that is the ultimate insult
That is.
to someone's piece of art.
Yeah, because it removes all art.
Oh, that's great.
It used
out
to
of
be calling your movie a video,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that's not really offensive anymore the way it used to be.
No, you're right.
But
It is
referring
me.
to your film as content,
That's bad.
that is low.
That's a failure.
That is something
Yeah.
that's
I like that.
bad.
I like
Okay.
that.
The content award.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So now we've broken some ground here. I'm officially nominating Rebel Moon Part 1 for the first ever content award.
That's
Is there
really
a,
good.
Does anyone second?
I'll second that.
I second it.
Whoa.
That's yours was a third.
Fuck.
he seconded.
Does
so
that
you-
cancel it out? Or?
Oh, we don't have a rule about that.
Oh shit.
What happened?
Oh no.
What happened when someone turns?
It's an automatic.
We're not
win.
going to think about that.
Okay.
Like, D seconded it. We're doing
okay.
it.
Okay. So now we're gonna vote.
Okay.
Do I
So
have
wait.
to explain our vote?
No, don't.
Well,
explain the
we
votes.
do have to do math a little bit.
2/3.
2/3. So how
Sorry,
many
no, sorry, no,
votes?
3/4.
We each have 8 votes.
Yeah, we 3/4 of 8 votes each.
And how many votes to pass?
So we have.
I want you to leave all this in.
I will.
episode.
I will. 8 votes each. 8 times 3 is 24. 3/4 of 24 is what?
18.
There you go. So we need 18.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right. So I'll go first because this is the worst movie I can remember seeing.
Okay, hold up.
Ever?
Hold up. Everyone's got to vote right now in their minds.
Yeah, I voted.
You got it?
Why? Why do you have to vote now? What if?
In your minds.
But we should
Just-
make.
Just hold it.
What if I make a case and it changes your vote?
The Sophons will know.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I'm a wall facer.
That's a content award.
Anyway, as I was saying,
Yes, do it.
since this is the worst movie I can remember seeing, like I said, I feel worse about this movie than I did about Winchester.
Yeah.
I feel worse about this movie than I did about Antebellum. Even
That's bad. I don't feel that bad.
I do.
Antebellum is it's
I'll make a case
terrible.
for it after we vote.
okay.
So I'm just going to say that for now.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast 8
Wow.
votes
Wow.
because fuck Zack Snyder.
Okay. I'm casting 7 votes because I think Antebellum was worse, but 7 votes.
I'm going to cast 7 votes
Oh my God.
because I think there's room to be worse.
Sure.
Yeah.
But if you can add, you'll know that is enough votes.
Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations, Zack Snyder. You are the winner of the
Congratulations.
first ever content award for your passion project. Blood, Rebel Moon, whatever it's fucking called.
Yeah. Rebel Moon Part 1. The Scar Giver. Or the Child.
Fire of Child.
Fire of Child. Yeah. One of those.
So we're just on a streak of giving out awards.
Yeah.
We're very generous these days.
Very generous.
Yeah. And Zach, we encourage filmmakers to accept their awards and come on the show to talk about it.
Absolutely.
We will actually give you a trophy. What would the trophy look like if you had a content
Oh, it's the
award
YouTube
trophy?
play button. That's what it is.
I said that after we voted, I would explain my feelings. Because
Yeah, because you said 8 votes.
yes, and because I feel worse about this than I did about Antebellum.
Yeah, that's bad.
And here's why. Even though Antebellum is a fucking disaster, like a piece of shit
Very
disaster,
bad.
pretentious movie,
Yeah.
I still got the sense that there were filmmakers having fun.
Interesting.
I think that the filmmakers themselves ended up way off the reservation, but we have ended up off the reservation making something. Sometimes because we got too deep into our own asses, doing it.
Sure.
It's a thing that can happen. But I sensed the human existence of the filmmaker.
That's why you called it
in
AI.
Antebellum.
Yeah.
This does not. I feel like this is freaking AI.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel Zack Snyder here other than Snyder shots. And not that Snyder's like, I've got new ideas for some cool new shots. No. This is like when in Windows Media Maker, you used to be able to drag and drop a Ken Burns effect.
Yeah, Snyder effect.
This is like a drag and drop Snyder effect.
Oh my god.
It wasn't like, ooh, Zack Snyder's like upping his game or doing this was even derivative of himself.
That's hilarious.
True.
Yeah.
So that's my case.
Good point.
Yeah, that was very good.
Well put.
Yeah. Now that we've given out an award, let's talk about pizza.
And now
we have to rate the movie to pizza.
And if anyone is watching this, I'm like, you must fucking love us because this is some next level weird content we
It's
make.
deep Talkies lore.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That's good. That's good shit.
We
If
just
you
had,
know,
like,
you know.
Compare it to pizza.
Compared to pizza. Okay, so what is this movie if this movie was a pizza?
Shit.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
basically.
Yeah, there we go.
No, yeah.
That inspires me.
Yeah, yeah, it does. I'm going to be pretty mean with this.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, gosh.
I just am.
He gave 8 votes, so
Yeah. So you have to be someone who actually wants a pizza, first of all. Okay.
okay.
You're like, I'm hungry and I want pizza. Okay.
Okay.
And, oh yeah, Snyder's down on the corner. I've heard they're good. They've got it, they've been around a long time, right?
Snyder.
Established.
Yeah.
Right? They got a history.
They're established.
So it's probably a great place to order a pizza from. Okay? And so you order the pizza and 2.5 hours later the guy shows up at your doorstep. And you're already like, they lost my order or forgot me. So if they do show up, it's free, but I've already given up and made my own DiGiorno in the kitchen. And then your doorbell rings. Okay, and you're like, what? Right? And the guy's like, oh yeah, here's your pizza. And and they give you this pizza box, and even the box, you're just like, this is weird. This is just brown cardboard. There's no logo. It's not white. Most are white, It's just brown. It looks like a UPS package almost. And then you open it, and inside is I would say stale toast. Stale toast with ketchup and
Oh goodness.
vegan cheese.
Wow. That's gross.
It's bad.
I'm not going to eat that.
It's almost like you're almost offended that they still brought you something and it wasn't a pizza. It's like you're gonna bring me this bullshit. Why show up at all? But you show up 2.5 hours late. And you're like, okay, they clearly messed up, so they're gonna make it up to me with like a nice pizza. No, it's like you have to like argue to make this a pizza in your mind. You have to have a fight with yourself to convince yourself this still counts as pizza. That's how I feel about Rebel Moon.
All right.
Fuck you, Snyder. Enjoy your award.
Goodness.
Wow.
Yep, that's my
Wow.
rating. Standing by it.
I wish you wouldn't stand by it.
I'll sit by it.
Stand on it.
Yeah, stand on it.
Straddle it.
Straddle
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Ride it. Cowgirl style. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
bye. Yeah, bye.
Reverse cowgirl.
Reverse cowgirl.
Yeah.
Reverse cowgirl, that rating. We are so derailed.
Okay.
All right. Pizza.
Pizza. So you go to a restaurant and sit down in a nice, well-lit area, and it's smells really nice in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You see other people with good pizzas, and you're like, okay, well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and order mine. So you look in the menu, and you see these 2 brand new pizzas that he's got going on. And he's like, oh, there's like the chef's version of them, but these ones are the ones that are available now. The chef's versions aren't available until later, but these ones are available now. And so you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go with those, right? I'm gonna go with one of them. You order the pepperoni pizza. Looks great. Just want a pepperoni pizza. And it takes a very long time to get to you. I want to say around 75 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's like a waiting in line for
Damn.
Space Mountain.
Yeah, you're sitting in there for a while, and you're getting really hungry by this point. And so they serve you the pizza, and it's just dough. Just a circle of dough. And it has not on, like, you know how they drizzle olive oil on the stuff, on the dough and stuff before they bake it. It's not olive oil dough. You see, it's all shiny. It's just water. There's water. There's ice water on
Ice
the
water?
pizza.
There's like pieces of ice.
There's pieces of ice. There's ice water on the pizza. If you call it pizza, it's just a circle of dough is all it is. And you're just like, well, what is this? And they're like, well, I mean, that's what we have at the moment. The chef special is much better, but this one is what we got at the moment. That's what you ordered. And so you're really hungry at this point. So
Yeah.
you're going to eat it.
You just eat it.
Yeah.
Just like,
And it's just, it's crunchy and mushy at the same time.
oh, God.
Yeah. There you go.
That's disgusting.
That's this
That's
movie.
awful.
Yeah. There you go.
That's awful.
It is awful.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like you
It's
can't
very
even like
awful.
get a slice out of it because it's all sticky.
Yeah, you're just stretching
just
it out.
stretching the dough. Yeah.
My God.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
All right. So you go down to the new pizza spot, Snyder's.
Yep.
Snyder's again.
Snyder's. We're going back to Snyder's.
Yeah, man, I created a universe.
Yeah. Going back to Snyder's, and Snyder's is kind of a cool hip place. Just came out. It's brand new. They have a patio section, outdoor patio, where
nice.
you can
Love
eat
that.
outdoors if you want.
Very nice.
Can you smoke?
Yes, you can smoke.
Wow.
Outdoors.
That's awesome. It's fucking awesome.
And it's dog friendly too.
Ooh.
I love
bring
that
your
too.
dog.
The
It's
little,
great.
little water bowls.
It's great. Yeah, exactly. Bring your dog if you want.
Aw, that's so cool.
That's
So
cute.
I love
I'm like,
that.
oh, that's cool. And
Yeah, this
I'm
sounds like a good movie.
yeah, I'm walking in. I walk up to the front door, and it's dog friendly. So what I see is I accidentally step in dog shit as I'm walking in.
Oh, wow.
I'm like,
Jeez.
oh fuck.
Hate that.
Well, I kind of scrape it off, but I just go in.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
And so I'm like, man, I smell like shit now. And I'm like, this is kind of becoming unpleasant. And I track the shit in.
Yeah.
geez.
Everyone can
Into
tell it's
Snyder,
you.
yeah.
You got footprints.
But I mean, it's their fault.
Yeah, sure,
Because
sure.
they need to clean their shit.
You're right.
And
You're right.
I'm not.
That's fair.
Yes.
I'm
fair.
not gonna clean someone else's dog shit off of my shoe.
Man of values.
So
As a man with values.
I'm gonna track it into Snyder's.
Yeah, okay.
And I sit down
Health
and
code violation.
well, tell that to Snyder's.
Okay.
And I sit down and I notice they have a really nice brick oven.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, that's pretty cool. And I'm looking at the menu and I see they have a margarita pizza.
So good.
That's what I'm always going to get. So waiter comes over, I order the margarita pizza. And he's like, yes, sir, right away. And he goes and he gets it. And I notice they have their pizza skillet. They walk right by the pizza oven and they throw it in the microwave. Okay. And then the pizza comes and their idea of a margarita pizza is there's no sauce on it, and instead of like sauce, it's like sliced tomatoes, like five.
It's just tomatoes and
Yeah,
sauce.
just 5 slices of tomatoes, and like grated from the bag, like Kraft mozzarella, grated from the bag, preservatives, all that
potato
stuff.
starch on it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, all that starch on there,
Oh God.
and
That
that's
cheese
it.
is made from oil and water.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ew, that's it.
That's gross. Is it melted?
Cooked.
It's like uneven.
Microwave tomatoes sounds like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, it's soggy.
Oh
It's-
God.
We all have these are some pretty bad
Nasty.
pizzas.
I'm gonna have nightmares about these pizzas.
Yeah, so I mean,
and you're smelling dog
exactly.
shit at the
I
same time.
smell like dog shit.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Because of their dog friendly, which
Damn.
I love dogs, but it's just like they need to clean.
This
clean it
sounds
up.
like he merited the content award.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
I think we can stand by that.
I stand by it. I stand on it.
I fuck it.
I fuck it.
I reverse cowgirl it.
Yes.
Cool. Cool.
Cool.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, man.
This has been the Talkies, right?
That is right. This has been the Talkies from Karman Line Studios, where filmmakers talk about movies and a lot of other bullshit.
I was like, not a whole lot of the movie in here.
And you can hear us absolutely shit on and destroy bad movies or praise and fawn over good movies.
Man, we just gave out 2 awards the other.
Golden helmets.
Yeah.
Back-to-back
Yeah,
golden
something that we
helmets.
never
We don't
do.
just shit on movies.
Yeah.
It's true.
We wanted to watch a bad movie because we watched too many good ones.
Yeah, I was tired of good movies.
Yeah, I don't want to
Ew.
watch
Yeah.
good movies all the time.
Yeah.
It's that
What
bad.
was so we did Dune 2 got a golden helmet. What was the other one?
Poor things.
Yeah, Poor Things.
Yeah, Poor Things, and then we also watched. There's another one, Saltburn, which was not very good.
Nah, no award for that one.
No, that one's.
Other than the like the award or something.
That was the best pizza rating ever. If we had an award for pizza ratings, that would be the pizza
We
rating.
should.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
So, okay, so this is the content
all right,
award.
stop. Shut up. Shut up. All right. Hey,
Gotta end it.
if you're
Please.
still
Okay,
fucking
so-
here.
Shut this
so
down.
when we
No,
start-
shut up. Hey, Zack Snyder, if you're watching, go watch Poor Things.
And that's how you make a
Think
movie.
about your life. Watch Poor Things and think about what you've done.
Yeah, and your content awards in the mail, you son of a bitch. This has been the Talkies. Good night.
Fade to black.
Fade to black.
Fade.